p.m. Welcome to the August 24th City of Burlingame Planning Commission meeting. For all in attendance today, please note that this Planning Commission meeting is being held in person and using the Zoom webinar format. Please note that we are not accepting remote public comment during commission meetings. Agenda item 2, roll call. Commission should note that all members of the commission are present this evening. Agenda item 3, report of remote participation. There are no commissioners participating remotely. Agenda item 4, review of agenda. Staff, are there any other changes to the agenda?
No.
Thank you. Are there any recusals? No. Okay. Agenda item 5, public comments non-agenda. Members of the public may speak about any item not on the agenda. Members of the public wishing to suggest an item for a future Planning Commission agenda may do so during this public comment period. The Ralph Brown Act, the state local agency open meeting law, prohibits the Planning Commission from acting on any matter that is not on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Do we have any members of the public attending in person who wish to speak on any item that is not on our agenda? Seeing none. Next item is agenda item 6, consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar are considered to be routine. They're acted on simultaneously unless separate discussion and/or action is required by the applicant, a member of the public, or a commissioner prior to the time the commission votes on the motion to adopt. This evening, we have one item on the consent calendar, the August 10th Planning Commission meeting minutes. Would any member of the public or Planning Commission like to pull this item for discussion? Okay, seeing none, any motions?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the minutes from August 10th, 2026.
Thank you.
Did we get a second?
Second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Pfaff, seconded by Commissioner Schmidt. Will we please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Horan,
Aye.
Commissioner Lowenthal,
Aye.
Commissioner Pfaff,
Aye.
Vice Chair Smith,
Aye.
Chair Shores.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0-0-0. See, agenda item 7, action items. We have one item on the agenda today, a conditional use permit at 890 Cowan Road. If you are the applicant and are attending the meeting via Zoom, please raise your hand so that we may be prepared for you to speak at the appropriate time. If possible, we ask that you also turn on your video at that time. Were any commissioners not able to visit the project site, or do any commissioners wish to note any ex parte communications regarding this project?
I would just like to say, being completely honest, I drove by on the freeway, but I'm somewhat familiar because I do some work out there. So I drive by.
Thank you. Let the record note that all commissioners have more or less visited the project site. Can we hear the staff report, please?
Yes. Good evening, Commissioners. This subject property is zoned as II and is designated as II under the general plan. It is located on the northeast corner of Gilbreth and Cohen Road and is on a 2.108 acre site. Currently, there is an existing multi-tenant commercial building with suites A through J and 105 surface parking spaces are provided. Surrounding uses include a hotel to the north, Highway 101 to the west, industrial and office uses to the east and south, and within the existing commercial building, there is a variety of office and warehouse uses. Some brief history on this project. In June 2024, a minor use permit was approved for the existing dance studio on site, and at that time, it was categorized as small-scale commercial recreation. However, in April of this year, as you know, the zoning code was updated. Under this update, small-scale and large-scale commercial recreation were redefined based on square footage. Thus, with this expansion of the dance studio totaling to an amount of 9,100 square feet, it is now categorized as large-scale commercial recreation, which requires a conditional use permit in the II zoning district. Therefore, the applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to expand from the existing dance studio, which occupies Suite B, to the adjacent Suite A. Here's the proposed site plan. And then here is the existing and proposed floor plan. The applicant is only proposing to do some demolition of walls inside the studio and create some new partition walls to separate new dance studios inside. The hours of the dance studio are from 4 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays. Staff has calculated the parking requirements based on the existing uses, and it finds that there is actually an excess of parking spaces provided of 19. Therefore, this project meets the off-street parking requirements. To determine compatibility of the expansion of the dance studio, you can see the CUP findings on this slide. And ultimately, staff has found that this use is compatible and meets these findings for the following reasons. For one, under the general plan, complementary commercial businesses, including indoor recreation facilities such as this dance studio, are permitted. In addition, there are nearby commercial uses that exist in the area, and there are uses that serve youth, such as an existing Chinese school and a math tutoring center. The dance classes at this dance studio are also provided primarily outside of hours of adjacent businesses, so they will not conflict. There are also no nearby heavy industrial uses that are harmful, and as mentioned before, adequate parking is provided. This project is category exempt from CEQA per Section 15301 and Section 15303. Lastly, staff recommends approval of this CUP with the following conditions of approval: that dance classes are held indoors only, that the hours are limited to what was stated before, that the number of students, employees, and parents and guardians are limited, and that the noise requirements in the Burlingame Municipal Code are complied with. So staff recommends that the commission adopt a resolution approving the CUP for the expansion of the dance studio. Staff is open to questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for staff? Okay, I will open the public hearing. Would the applicant please come forward and state your name and anything else you'd like to add about your project?
Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me and see me? I'm joining via Zoom. My name is Michael Holmes.
We can see you. Yes.
Okay, great. No, I think that was well stated in terms of a good summary of our proposed project. So we've been operating in this location since 2024. It's a great location for our business. And you know, I kind of just foresee our proposal kind of aligning with the existing uses in the area. So I don't have much to add other than that.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you. Do we have any members of the public attending in person who wish to speak on this item? Please note, speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Any comments?
I'll go. The use is similar, no real changes, just an expansion, and I don't see any ask that is above normal, so I think we should forward. I'll make a motion that we approve this project per the conditions of the resolution. Did I get that right?
I'll second that. Okay. I have a motion by Commissioner Schmidt, seconded by Commissioner Lowenthal. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, may we please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Horan,
Aye.
Commissioner Lowenthal,
Aye.
Commissioner Pfaff,
Aye.
Vice Chair Schmidt,
Aye.
Chair Shores.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0-0-0. An action by the Planning Commission is appealable to the City Council within 10 days of the Planning Commission's action. If the Planning Commission's action has not been appealed or called up for review by the City Council by 5 p.m. on the 10th day, the action becomes final. In order to be effective, appeals must be in writing and must be accompanied by an appeal fee as provided in the master fee schedule. Okay. Next item is agenda item 8, study session. Item 8A, major design review at 8 Channing Road. This item is being brought to the commission as a study item for feedback and comments from the commission. After comments, the applicant would bring the project back when they're ready, and thus no motions are required at the conclusion of the item. Were any commissioners not able to visit the project site, or do any commissioners wish to note any ex parte communication regarding this project? Okay. Let the record note that all commissioners present have visited the project site. Can we hear the staff report, please?
Good evening. Good evening, Commissioners. This application is for major design review and special permit for plate height for a first floor addition and new second story with a detached one-car garage. The existing property is a one-story, 1,600 single unit dwelling on a 4,899 square foot lot zoned R1. The applicant proposes to demolish a portion of the first floor and add 630 square feet and a new second floor that totals 652 square feet. A total of 2,606 square feet is proposed, where 2,750 square feet is the maximum allowed. The project also proposes to increase the plate height to 9 feet, where 8 feet 6 inches is the maximum allowed for the second floor. 2 parking spaces are required. 1 covered parking space is provided in the garage, and 1 uncovered parking space is provided in the driveway. The project is subject to 7 major design review findings and 4 special permit findings. Items for the commission to consider include consistency with the design guidelines, compatibility with architectural style of the existing character, respect for the parking garage patterns, architectural style and consistency for the mass and bulk, interface of adjacent properties, landscaping, and compatibility with the architectural style and character. Special permit findings include that the project addressed the mass and skull that are consistent with the existing structure, roof line, elevations, and consistent to the residential design guidelines. The residential design guidebook has 9 components. Component number 5 addresses mass, bulk, and scale. The project should demonstrate mass and bulk to harmonize with the existing architecture and respect to the primary and secondary elements. While staff finds the proposed addition is compatible with the zoning regulation, staff has concerns with the integration of the house in regards to the mass, bulk, and scale. Staff would request the Planning Commission provide the applicant input regarding the project as it relates to the applicable criteria for design review and special permit application. I'm available for questions from staff.
Thank you. Questions for staff? Sorry.
Chair, I'd just also like to point out, we did receive one piece of public correspondence from the neighbor, and that was distributed to the Planning Commission before the meeting.
Thank you. Questions for staff?
It's okay. I didn't see it, but that's okay. I'll just wing it.
Yeah. Right, so you should have received it via email.
I
That's
probably did. I just didn't, I didn't remember to look. But thank
if the neighbor does not speak under public comment, I could go through the points in the letter.
Okay.
So the
Thank you.
is aware of them and the applicant as well.
Thank you. Any other questions for staff? Okay. I'll open the public hearing. Will the applicant please come forward and state your name and anything else you'd like to add about your project?
Yeah.
I'm the owner of a
Would you
Channing.
come to the speaker?
Hi, dear commissioners, I am the owner of a Channing Road. I just want to say a few words about my house. The house was built in 1917. It was over 110 years old. It was over 110 years old. And we did remodeling on the main house, but not on the cottage and the garage. They are really in poor condition. My daughter lives in the cottage. The cottage is cold in winter time and hot in summertime because of the insulation. There's no electricity cord, and we had to use electricity cord from the main house to get electricity. So it's a fire hazard problem to us. That's the main reason we want to rebuild the cottage and the garage. And thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
We have the architect in the Zoom.
Yeah, we can bring.
Can we have the architect, Ken?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, good evening, everyone. This is regarding to the mass structure that the comment reviewer comment on the Channing side. I propose to put a dormer to reduce the mass of it, and also raise the pitch of the roof to match the existing pitch of the roof. So I believe that will be reduce the mass of the elevation that facing the Channing Road. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, very good. I'm not sure I can share my screen or not. I have a sketch of it. Okay. Let me see.
Ken, you should be able to share.
Okay. I'm loading my screen.
Are you able to find the share button on your screen?
I think so. Oh yeah, the share button is not able to share. Let me see.
You are a co-host, Ken. You should be able to share.
No, perhaps you can just verbally describe, since are unable to.
Can I send an email to the planner later on? For some reason, the button that share screen is unable at my screen.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and describe what you.
Basically, I will put a dormer is like a gable dormer facing Channing Road on top of the entry. Not entry, I mean the doorway. If you're sharing that, let me see.
Can I share the picture I have on my phone?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kevin has a picture on his phone. I'm sorry.
Since he can share,
That-
share the screen. Can I pass it to you guys?
Pass it down.
That works.
Sorry about it.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the project while we're examining the photo on the phone?
Another thing we would like to add is the neighbors talking about there's a two Juliet balcony facing the window. First of all, you know that Juliet balcony is like 20 feet away from, more than 20 feet away, because their setback is about 5 feet. And the window they mentioned about it is their staircase. So we are okay to take away, remove one of the Juliet balcony, but we would like to keep another Juliet balcony at the third bedroom.
And the other comments from the neighbor is about the tree. It's called the blue jacaranda tree. I measured it. It's 30 feet away from the neighbor's fence. So I don't understand why it's going to block the sunlight to the neighbor. That's the second comment from the neighbor. Thank you. It's 36 feet away from the fence.
Just to your phone one more time.
I'm sorry?
Your phone.
Oh. That's the new.
Okay. At this time, do we have any questions for the applicant?
I have several questions. Maybe you can help me understand the use of the new addition, because it has a second front door. So now the house has two front doors, which is usually confusing. So, and it's only bedrooms, so it's not like an ADU. So
I'm
confused.
Yeah, the current existing door is on the right side.
Mhm.
And we have a front yard. That's the reason why we want to keep that door to access to the front yard, to the side yard on Peninsula Street. If you like, we can close it, but it's more convenience going to the, to access the front yard through that door instead of going around the house.
So so the new door will be the main front door?
Right,
Going,
the door in the middle of the house
okay.
will be the main entrance, and it's bigger than from the other door.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's, yeah, the main reason we want to keep the existing door because we want to get access to the side yard. And we have a pretty decent side yard on Peninsula Street.
Okay.
We just don't want to go around the house to go to the side yard.
Thank you. The bedrooms are rather narrow, 10 and 9.5 feet, and you're asking for a 9-foot plate height, which is already would be a variance. So
Right.
explain why you're asking for a 9-foot ceiling height or plate height.
Yeah, I understand it's 6 inches higher than the normal height. My daughter has asthma, so we thought the highest plate height would make the airflow better for her. That's the reason why we want to increase the height plate to 9 feet high.
I use
Ventilation
Maxim air
purpose.
filters. They work great. But on the second floor, just as a, you could use coffered ceilings and take advantage of the gable space to make a higher ceiling without a higher plate height. Because of the massing challenge with this, it would probably be better. This is
Okay.
a question, so I won't go on. What's the use of the long porch on the side of the house? Because it's too narrow to be a deck, and the stairs are rather steep. So I don't understand the use for a full width porch that's only 4 feet wide.
It's
Deep.
not, bed narrow is, I think it's 5 feet wide.
Hmm.
This point, 5 feet wide, we can put our shoes there and some kind of storage spaces for us to go to the garage and the side of the yard.
Okay. And then the windows, there are a lot of windows for bedrooms and full kind of sliding doors, which is unusual for a bedroom. So is there a rationale for having the original design? Now the sketch is different, but the original design has a full sliding door Juliet balcony facing Channing.
We,
Um,
we, we like natural light.
Mhm.
That's the reason we have so many windows. Yeah, we have a sliding door in the bedroom as well as in the den. We thought it would be better to have natural light in those two rooms.
Okay. And the current use is just one small bedroom, and now you're installing 3 bedrooms. So is it going to be the same use or a different use?
And right now we have 3 bedrooms, 2 in the main house and 1 in the cottage. So we are tearing down the cottage.
Mhm.
We want 2 more bedrooms because we want our parents to move in. My parents, they live in Chinatown in a small, tiny room. They took care of me and my children when they were young, and we wanted them to live with us.
Great.
Yeah, that's the reason why we want to have 2 more bedrooms in this residence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. On the elevations, you show all new vinyl windows, but on the window schedule, it says aluminum.
They all vinyls. I thought we changed them. Right now we have vinyl windows. I thought we changed from aluminum to vinyls.
I just want to clarify because it had both on there. So you're saying they're all going to be vinyl?
Yes. It will be, yeah. Even the addition, the new addition, they all will be vinyl windows.
Are you changing out all the windows of the house?
The current house has vinyl windows.
But you're going to keep them?
Yes.
Okay. And then it says you're going to have new cement fiber siding. Are you sure the existing siding is fiber cement?
A portion is a portion is wood.
Yeah.
And a portion is a cement right now. The side toward the peninsula is cement because when we bought the house, we make improvement on that side. We replace all the siding. Those are cement sidings. And on the Channing side, a portion is cement and a portion is wood. For the new addition, we are proposing using cement sidings.
So would any of the existing wood siding remain, or would it all be?
We're not making any changes to the existing main house.
So you could have some cement siding and wood siding.
Yeah.
Okay. And then on the northeast elevation, you have the stucco on the lower section intersecting with the existing, I guess, is that the cement siding?
Cement siding will be on the second floor.
Well, on the first floor. So I'm thinking of the first floor right now. You have the existing home, which has, I guess, cement siding, or I don't know if that's the cement or the wood.
Cement siding.
And then you have the new addition with the stucco hitting that. What is that transition going to be?
It's between the kitchen and the new addition.
Yeah, I understand the location. How are you going to transition the two materials together?
Can you answer that question? I'm not a technical person, sorry.
Currently, there's
Yeah.
a down. Yeah, go ahead.
We can do a trim or review to transition the stucco. This is a request by the owner. For some reason, I don't know. He wants stucco to be on that side, particular. Do you have a particular reason, Kevin?
Yeah, I look at my neighbor's house next door. They have stucco on the bottom floor and then cement floor on the second floor. I want to match to their house.
Okay,
Kevin just like the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
I understand, and I'm not trying to comment here yet, but the question is, of course, how do you transition those so it doesn't look like you just attached a addition onto a 100-year-old home? So I'll address that again in comments, but thank you.
Yeah.
And then my last comment or question is on that same lower roof of the stucco addition, how does that intersecting with the existing roof line? It looks like they're at the same plane, but they're slightly different dimensions. How does that
Can
transition?
you clarify that part, please?
I'm sorry?
You're talking about the roof line?
Yeah,
of which,
the lower roof line that's that's below the new addition on the northeast elevation, and then where that intersects with the existing roof line. It seems to be either very slightly close to that roof line or just slightly off. I'm just curious of how you're going to resolve that transition.
I'm sorry.
are you talking about the that area? Because there's a rear side setback limitation for that. So that's why we have to reset that part, and then we create a roof on top of it. Am I
Okay.
answering your questions?
I believe so. Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Questions?
Right.
So, on that same face, the one that's along Channing, I was wondering about I mean, what we're commenting on is what's in front of us, not what was on the phone. But, the gable that is over that second, entrance, is it right now, it's just kind of coming out and held up by corbels or something? So it's just by itself kind of hanging there, right? It just,
Actually, if you look at the sketch that Kevin just shared with you,
yeah,
that gable at the entrance look like the overhang. We removed that. We push that gable up to the roof line to create more of the dormer feature of it.
right. But then,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. But then it's a pretty long stretch there down to the bottom. I think that has to really be drawn out properly for us to.
We take that away already. That gable is no longer there.
Okay, and I also had the question about the transition between the old house and the newer section, because I guess you like your client, you like the stucco on the bottom, you mentioned that, but the old house had that, have you done any new, is your siding new there as well? It's all new?
The siding, some of those siding are new. We replaced them.
But what about the piece that abuts the stucco? Is that also new? The very end of on that same face that's running along Channing? So you got that right where the house,
Is it possible to pull up the renderings for the new?
Yeah.
Real quick, so we can both just make sure we're looking at the same thing. Thank you.
yeah, so if I'm looking at that, I'm looking at the gable over the door that I was just talking about, back, directly to the right, there's the old house, what I'm going to call the old house, and it has wood or siding that is that new? Did you put new siding on, or is it the old siding?
The top one, they are wood siding. They are old. The bottom one above, underneath the window, those are new cement board sidings.
I don't think I understand. Are you saying,
They replaced.
Yeah, they were replaced.
partially replaced?
Yes.
Okay, and then I guess I want to ask about the cantilever. I also had a question about the need for the height, more height than what we allow, but you answered that. The cantilever on the second floor, why do you need the cantilever? It's just to have more space? The cantilever on the second floor hangs over the stucco section quite a bit. So do you?
Just break the mask. Is it a good answer?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Just break the mask of the Channing, of the street, so we can have almost like an overhang, like almost like a bay window kind of thing. We catch some shadow, so it won't look at the wall as one piece of wall. It look like two pieces, let's break the mask. Break the mask. Am I answering your questions?
Yeah, I guess so. It just looks, makes it look even bigger than it is. And then I have a question about the decision about the window. Well, it's not really window sizes, but kind of. You have so you have the balcony there with the sliding door. I'm looking at the Channing side still. So I missed what you said. Were you saying you wanted to keep that balcony and get rid of the other, or vice versa?
No,
In fact, that Kevin has my new sketch on his phone. We put a two smaller window to the toward the left side of the new section, and we actually put the balcony side to the right, to the middle, right on top of the entrance.
Commissioner Pfaff, if I may, very briefly, and the applicant has a new sketch. I also know that that has not been presented to the commission, so you may speak to it if you have something to say about it, but that is not really part of the record or what the commission is opining
I thought.
today.
Right.
Okay. Then I'm going to jump right to the last question. Was there a reason, I noticed on the front of the house, you seem to have, I don't know if it's their original or they were copied from the original. You do have some divided lights in the front, in the side that faces Peninsula. So it looks kind of more, right? Yeah. So have you considered on this side, so it kind of all comes together better, some divided lights? Because that's the way I would say. On you have lots of
We do
windows.
have a light over there.
Sorry?
We do have a light over there.
Oh,
On
not li-
Peninsula.
what's a better way to say that? Just partitioned grids
Okay.
on the window. Yeah, gridded windows, because, you have this 1917 house, which is quite darling. And then you have this other one, and the idea is that they look as one, that they were, right, one thing. And so did you consider putting the grids that you have on the front of the house, bringing them around the side, so it kind of pulls all together? Have you considered that rather than all these much more modern, I think, more modern looking than the age of the house?
Sorry, we never thought about it. We will put that in consideration. Thank you for your suggestion.
It was just a question.
Yeah.
We can only ask questions. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I had one more clarifying question. It looked like when I drove by, there's an existing chimney in the roof, but on all these plans, there's no chimney, but I noticed the fireplace is still on the plan.
We do have a fireplace.
And a chimney?
Yes,
Okay, and the plan is to keep the chimney?
yes.
Okay,
It is in the main house. Yes.
correct, okay.
Yeah. So, sorry, it's not showing up on the picture. Yeah.
Just clarifying, thank you.
So we're not touching the main house at all. We are just tearing down the cottage and rebuild a two-story building.
Right. It sounds like no more questions for the applicant? Okay. If that's the case, I will go ahead and close the public hearing. Thank you for being available to answer your questions. Thank you. Commissioners, comments?
Don't you have to ask for public comment?
Oh,
No one's here, but
that's right. I
Yeah,
totally.
sorry.
Okay. Anyone attending in person who would like to speak on this item? Okay, just in case. In that case, now I will close the public hearing. Okay, thank you. Commissioners, comments? Can I go?
yes.
Okay. This design looks like two totally separate houses with two front doors and three different sets of windows, two different sets of siding. This is not a cohesive project. And so I think that you need to look at it in 3D because the elevations are not helping the design at all. I liked, what I did see of the sketch, it's moving in the right direction. Because I was going to propose that you actually switch the roof 90 degrees and have the gable end facing Channing, and then maybe do a smaller dormer or pop-out gable facing the other direction so that your pop-out looks like a pop-out and not just a much bigger mass on top. I don't think that the stucco is a good idea at all. I understand what you're saying because I did see your neighbor's home, but I think given the look of this house, there is no stucco there now. So introducing stucco on the addition just makes it look more like a second house. I would highly suggest keeping the 2 existing doors you have into the old house and not trying to do a new door into the new house because it looks like a new house. And I would actually then suggest doing a belly band at 10 feet or so, lining with the gutters so that you then could get, your wall surface wouldn't be so vertical. The belly band would break up the materials, help give you 2 distinct floors of scale. And then wrapping it around the back side would then give you something to, some additional trim to make the pop out work and your overhang there. I think that the Juliet doors are too big. We don't really see those very often. And I would, there's other ways to bring light in, without them being big doors. And I think that the question of the windows is a good one, and it's hard because I know you're trying to not tear down the existing house. But unfortunately, in order to start to make this look like one house, you might have to make some investments. So it may be that the siding, you just need to bite the bullet. And if you want to go with the cement siding all the way around, fine, you can make that work. But I think keeping the combination of the cement siding on one side and the wood on the other, and then trying to come into stucco is going to be a mess. I don't think it's going to work. The other thing is, as I think keeping the front door or the second door on that Channing elevation will mean less infill and less siding that you can't match. Let's see, where else was I? I think that the garage is better off with the siding. I just don't think stucco adds value to you here from a design perspective. Yes, and I really would encourage a 3D. Will help you guys see and design a little bit further on how well to bring the 2 together. When I first saw the elevation, it killed me. And so I actually modeled it in 3D for myself so that I could understand how the shapes were coming together, because I didn't want to come here and just say, I don't like it. I wanted to come here with feedback from what I would want to do if it were my project. And so I'm hoping that some of these suggestions will help so that then the next time you guys come forward, we're able to actually make a decision on the action and not then just start over with a whole new set of comments. So I'm hoping that I was helpful. Thank you.
Other comments?
Yeah, thank you for saving this old house. I think it's great to see that you're trying to renovate it. But we do want the new house to look cohesive and not like this was an add-on that doesn't fit the existing. It currently looks kind of like a caboose, a caboose at the end of a train. So I agree with everything my fellow commissioner said. I think he has a clever idea on maybe not building a second front entrance, because it strikes me that you also have an entrance that's facing the garage going into that new den with that double slider. So you have a lot of doors in and out of a very small space, but it might help pull that elevation together if you don't have 2 main entrances. This house is one where I think not only don't you need a 9-foot plate height, but you might consider an 8-foot plate height and then use a coffered ceiling to take advantage of the gable space. So interior, it'll be a higher ceiling, but the exterior will read lower, and it won't be as much of a vertical. I like the idea of rotating the roof, or the sketch looks like it's going in the right direction as well, but I would lower that roof line even more. For me, there's too many windows. Bedrooms, there's a privacy issue. In addition to light, you could consider clear story, which a lot of clients or folks are using, which gives light at the top, but gives plenty of wall space for flexibility on where you put furniture. I don't love the side porch. I think it should either be a porch that's 6 or 8 feet wide, but not the full width of the house. It seems like you'll need railings in the middle for that from a safety perspective. The overhang on that left side of the house is also doesn't work for me. It's I'd almost rather that the column goes all the way to the edge of the house, and not have that kind of pergola detail. It feels disjointed to me. I agree with wrapping the whole house in a cohesive clapboard, and if you want to use the cement board, that's fine. But to have all of these different surfaces is going to make the project look like a mishmash. Some of the materials are cheap, and I think in Burlingame, you really want to invest in higher quality materials. So I understand your existing house has vinyl windows. We typically don't like vinyl windows unless they're a high-end product. So work with your architect on that. I noticed the railings on the porches are aluminum railings. Those tend to look not very nice. So just pay attention to those details and you'll have a much nicer, more valuable house. The chimney is going to be a problem because you didn't show it, but now you have an addition that's above the chimney. So likely you'll have to extend the chimney above the addition. And now you're going to have a pretty tall chimney just stand, in the middle of space. So you'll want to look at that closely, I think. If it's gas, then it's a different story. But if it's a wood fireplace, I don't think that will work from a code perspective. Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Commissioner Schmidt has a very interesting idea, and would be. I can also definitely picture something like that. Agree that the other sketch was a start. I think though, in order for it to be looking like a cohesive building that came, ideally that was built at the same time, that's the goal. I think it would really be helpful to put that, to face it the other direction towards the gable towards Channing. And all the other comments, I agree completely. So it's probably overwhelming to hear all this, but that's why this was pulled up in the past. This would have gone probably to a design reviewer off-site. So we're trying the best we can to help you. And fortunately, we have a lot of knowledgeable people here who can help you. So we hope. So that's it.
Thank you. Any comments?
Yeah, and not too much because everything that my fellow commissioners said was spot on, and I agree wholeheartedly. Cohesion is the word of the night. I think that's really what you have to try to go for. Is how do we make, as Commissioner Pfaff said, look like this was the original intent of the construction from 100 years ago? Because I do appreciate the fact that you're trying to save the house. That is really nice to do, as opposed to tearing it down, which a lot of people will do. So we really appreciate that. But we need it to be cohesive. We want it to look nice. And as Commissioner Horan said, we do live in Burlingame and people do invest in nice materials, whether it be in the windows or the siding or the roofs or whatever the details. It doesn't mean you have to overspend, but it has to look like it's supposed to be there. And that can sometimes cost a little bit more money than you may want to spend. The only other thing I would tell you is forego going to a structural engineer. I noticed these plans had a full set of structural engineering plans, which I feel bad because unfortunately a lot of that's going to have to be changed. So I would highly recommend you go through this process with the planning commission first, get an approved plan, and then send it off to your engineers before spending the money with them. Because again, we can't approve it the way it is today. So there are going to be some fundamental changes that will change the structure. So it's just word of advice.
I did forget one comment related to the letter that we received. I don't have a problem because the house is so far away from the lot line. We have houses that are 4 feet away and 8 feet away with a driveway. This is 20 plus feet. So I don't have a problem with that, other than my statement that the windows are too big in general. So but in terms of sight lines to the neighbor, that's not a concern of mine.
But it might be fair to say to the neighbor that this is not a view area with any protected views. So the request for story poles or solar is not really what would happen in a location like this. And as was said earlier, the tree locations are actually significantly further away. And if it were any other configuration without the garage being there, I would actually say plant more trees.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is right now.
Thank you.
I just want to say one quick comment about cohesiveness. So if we just took the old house away and we're just looking at the new part, we would still, I think, be saying the same thing. The new is not in itself is not cohesive. So take the old section away, just what is drawn, that probably wouldn't have gone through here very easily either. So anyway, it's just a rework, redo.
Right. I would just like to add 1.5 quick things. I'd like to reiterate a previous comment about windows with grids. I don't think we mentioned it in our specific comment portion, but perhaps taking a window that's already there and replacing it with ones that have grids that kind of relate to the one on the primary facade or the one facing Peninsula. That might add a lot of cohesiveness to the structure without having to do a whole lot of other reconfigurations. Just wanted to make sure that was mentioned in the comment portion.
Thank you.
And the other thing I did want to mention is I noticed on the site plan, it looks like the current configuration of the fences does not change with the addition of the new primary entrance. It might make it easier to understand the primary entrance as we're walking around if the opening for the current primary entrance down by Peninsula was relocated and that so that you're kind of led into it as you're walking by. That might have come out later in the process, but I didn't see it on the site plan. So I just wanted to mention that. Pretty simple. But I think everything else has already been covered that I would have mentioned. Any other comments? Okay. As I said, we are not making a motion on this. So, all right. Thank you very much for coming tonight.
Thank you.
All right. So moving on to agenda item 9. Staff and commission reports. Are there any commissioner reports? Okay. Staff, do we have anything to share?
Yes, thank you, Chair. George, member of the Planning Commission. Just would like to let you know that we did receive an appeal of the Planning Commission's approval of the project at 410 Airport Boulevard. That appeal was filed by a council member. So that'll be scheduled for a council hearing at some point in the near future at a date to be determined. And then for our next meeting, which is scheduled for September 14, if we have a meeting on that date, it'll be to consider a application for a new building on Channing Road Chapin, where the Chase Bank is. So we are meeting with the applicant tomorrow to get out some final details to address fire district concerns, fire department concerns. And if we're able to work through those, we'll have it on the next agenda. Otherwise, it'll likely go to the second meeting in September. So there's a good chance we will not have a meeting September 14. And
I'd just like to add that if you do, I won't be there.
okay, thanks for the heads up.
What did you say? That you will?
If we had one on the 14th, that would be.
Oh, okay, got it. Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
If there's nothing else to share on the commissioner side or the staff side, then I can say the meeting is adjourned at 7:55 PM.
Thank you.
Thank you.